What would you do in London if you had 2 weeks? Andre and I flew to London earlier this month and we spent 2 weeks in the city and in the south of England. In this video, we are going to give you 8 suggestions on how to spend your time if you travel there. Number 1. Stonehenge. Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument in Salisbury Plain in the southwest of UK, about 2.5 hours drive from London. It is one of the most popular landmarks of the UK. It has 2 rings of standing stones said to be built between the years 3000 BC to 2000 BC, and it is believed to be a burial ground and ritual site. The visitor center is 2.5 miles from the monument itself, and you can get to the monument from the visitor center by bus, or if you have the energy and the weather is good, you could take a walk. In fact, many visitors take a walk. As we walk around the monument, it was quite an experience learning the history behind Stonehenge. The weather could be better. At least it's not like raining really hard, right? Not pouring. We have a slight drizzle. Still lucky. Stonehenge.
Feeling very
Yeah. Cold, yes. It is cold out here. Yes.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a Disney movie.
Number 2, Portsmouth. About an hour south of Stonehenge is the city called Portsmouth. It is known for its maritime heritage and historic dockyards. We arrived in Portsmouth that evening, checked into our small but very comfortable hotel, went out for a simple dinner, and called it in early for the night. The next morning, we went to one of its attractions, a promenade. We had a lovely English breakfast at the place along the promenade. Later that morning, we checked out of our hotel and headed for another attraction in Portsmouth called Gun Wharf Quay, where we did a little bit of outlet shopping before we proceeded to our next destination.
Hi, Prats. We're in the seaside.
Yes, we're at the seaside, Prats. Maybe, one day if you'll be here, come and visit the briny restaurant over there and have your English breakfast. They serve really good English breakfast. Number 3, Littlehampton. Littlehampton is a seaside town in West Sussex, about an hour's drive to the east of Portsmouth. We love its harbor and its many beaches, including Arundel Castle, just 6 miles away. Every time we visit our very good friend there in Littlehampton, I never fail to have their fish and chips. Number 4, Castle Tour. From Littlehampton, we drove to Dover, which took us about 2.5 hours because we had to head north back in the direction of London and head back towards the southeast to Dover. And in Dover, we visited Dover Castle. So a castle tour is truly a unique experience. Some of the castles will take you back 1,000 years. It's like a time machine where you get immersed in what life might be like, imagining battles being fought and banquets being held within the castle walls. Many castles around the UK have been continually restored, with some scenes recreated inside its halls and rooms. A high society party scene? Check. A scene preparing for battle? Check. A scene of the dungeon? Check. And of course, I must mention how beautiful the castle gardens are. A tapestry of colors that change between the seasons, migratory birds, and native waterfowl make for a really, really beautiful and relaxing experience while walking through these gardens. Some castles to check out in the south of England are the Arundel Castle in West Sussex, the Dover Castle, Deal Castle, and Walmer Castle in Kent. Number 5, English breakfast and fish and chips. I don't think any visit to the UK will be complete if you do not try either the English breakfast or their fish and chips, or both even. Many cafes in the city will have fish and chips and or the English breakfast, but in my case, I find that the best English breakfast and fish and chips tend to be in the countryside. All right, now that we are done with the south of England, let's head back to London for more suggestions on what you might want to consider doing. Number 6, take a lot of walks. Wherever you are staying in Greater London, most likely there will be a park or a running path nearby. Or if you prefer, walk the city streets. London basically is a city where it's convenient to walk. We would cover 5 kilometers, not realizing how far we've come, enjoying the conversation, snapping photos and taking videos along the way, totally immersed in the experience. All right, so we have crossed over to the other side of the park. Luckily for us, it's cloudy. The breeze is cool. Used to be able to run this park, but somehow not having ran for 2 weeks, I kind of feel the struggle, the real struggle to kind of get back. It's been a lot of eating, a lot of sleeping, less drinking now. Number 7, landmarks and destinations in central London. There are so many places to see in the big city. Popular destinations, of course, include Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, St. James Park, Parliament, Westminster Abbey, London Eye, Tower Bridge, and the Tower of London. Then there's Covent Garden, Piccadilly Circus, Leicester Square, Chinatown, that area of the West End, Oxford Street, Regent Street, and a whole lot of themed markets. Pay attention to the architecture and you are going to find a diverse mix of the old and the ultra-modern designs. That was just a very short list of what you can do in Greater London. Moving on to number 8, watch a show, theater. On this visit, we booked tickets to watch Wicked. It was Andre's first theater show and he absolutely loved it. Wicked recognized the 11 millionth customer. That just simply says how popular that show is. A bonus suggestion at number 9. Try, if you could, to experience the upper deck of a red London bus. Argue that buses are pretty much the same, but not if you get on the upper deck. From an elevated vantage point of a moving bus, if the bus happens to pass by some picturesque or beautiful landscape, then you'll be able to see more of the surroundings and have a more enjoyable ride. Plus, of course, there tends to be fewer people on the upper deck of the bus. And that wraps up this video of 8 things you might consider when you next visit London and the UK. I can't wait to read your comments. Please drop them below. If you have any suggestions of your own, please feel free to share them or the other viewers to catch. So if you like this video, do give it the old thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you are into outdoors and traveling, and hit that notification bell so that you'll be alerted when our next upload is up. Remember, there is always something to be grateful for. I'll see you next time.